Tommy, how's the team looking ahead of tomorrow's trip to Kilmarnock?
Yeah, it's looking good. We've had a good week's training. You know, we've trained at the ground on Thursday and Friday on the artificial surface to get the players ready for it. Although our artificial surface is slightly different to theirs, but it gives them some familiarity with it. So we're looking forward to the game because obviously we've had a good result last week and confidence is quite high. Well, it's just preparation. It gives them, gets them ready for. I say there's similar surfaces. It gives them, because quite a few of the artificial pitches are different. It gives them, they've all played on it, so it just gets them ready for it. The speed of the ball moves a little bit quicker on it if they're, unless they're really dry, and the bounce of the ball. So it's just getting them ready to that and getting them conditioned for that.
One consequence of playing on the artificial pitch is that Stephen McLean misses out.
Yeah, I mean that's I've known that since his last operation, and there's nothing we can do about it. Really. The nature of his last operation and where his injury is, that surface isn't suitable for him to play on. You could get away with it, but you've got to protect the player. His long-term interest and the club's long-term interest, because the way Stephen is, we want him to be playing as many games as possible this season.
Given the form that he's in recently as well, it's a big disappointment.
It's disappointing for him, but as a manager, it doesn't. I would like him to play, but because he's in good form. But part of the reason why I think he's done so well this year is he's realised the competition for places. So whoever plays, Graham Cummings, Kano or Sutty, I've more and enough confidence in them to do well. I say it's probably the first time and since I've been at the club that we've four, which I regard top quality strikers, and all competing for either one or two places, whatever system we use. The success of the football club has always been built on having a strong squad. Some teams might have a better 1 to 11 to us, but there's not many teams that between 12 and 20 are as strong as us. So, and that's what sees us through the season. The squad. There's a huge emphasis put on here. It's not the team that wins, it's a squad. It's the best squad that does well and has success, and I think that the squad we've assembled this year again is another strong squad, and one that hopefully will get us more success.
Stephen Anderson, does he come back into contention for tomorrow?
Well, Stephen will be in the squad, yeah, so he will, and with 3 games in a week coming up, so but Stephen will be in the squad, and young Greg Hurst will be in the squad as well for the first time. He'll travel with us because I've been really impressed with him. Well, 1 before we signed him and 2 since we signed him.
How do you rate Kilmarnock's start to the season?
Well, I mean, they're not that. They had an indifferent start in terms of losing. They've lost every home game. There has been a bit of pressure put on Gary Lock and his players, which I think at this early stage of the season is a bit uncalled for, but maybe it's because the manner, a couple of defeats and a couple of heavy defeats at home, but they've good players. They've players who are comfortable on that surface. They have pace in their team, and they've players who like to play football, in terms of Slater and Higginbottom and Mackenzie, all particularly good footballers, but we have a good team as well, and we're looking to a tough game. We usually do quite well down there, so let's hope that good form can continue.
It's the first game of 3 in the space of a week, so have you got kind of in your mind about rotating the squad for those matches?
Well, I mean, you have things in your mind. The thing that we haven't done is, we haven't. The staff, myself and the staff, have concentrated on Rangers, but the players have just really been told to concentrate on Kilmarnock, and that's all. There's been no talk of the Rangers game. I would imagine after Saturday's game, the bit of buzz will come about the place, and we'll look at it, see who's fit on Sunday, and hopefully we don't get any knocks over the weekend, and we'll have a plan to go to Ibrox and get a result.
How important would it be to build on that, the 3 points and the emphatic victory last week going into tomorrow?
I think it's vitally important to get back-to-back wins and get our first away win of the season as well. I think it's going to be important, and that's what we want to do. Gary Lock will be looking at it the same way, get his first back-to-back wins and their first home win. So, I think it's all set up for another nice game.
Just looking around the league, how do you feel how competitive the league is compared to maybe last season?
I think it's very competitive, and Aberdeen look probably stronger than last season. Hearts, coming in, I think strengthen the league. So I said at the start of the season that getting in the top 6 this season is probably going to be harder.
What do you make of Aberdeen winning last week against Celtic and winning midweek against Hamilton, keeping the run going?
Well, it's good for the league. It's a great start for Derek and them. I mean, it adds a bit of excitement to the league. Nobody wants to see one team run away with it, so that makes it really competitive. And they have a really good, strong squad of players. So I think they could probably get closer to Celtic than what they did last year.